Hey, what's up traders, welcome back to Daily Forex Analysis for 27th of February 2020. We're going to be analyzing four currency pairs. We're going to start off with US dollar against Japanese yen, followed by euro against Australian dollar, British pound against Japanese yen, and we're going to close it with euro against US dollar. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm making daily as well as weekly market analysis. So without further ado, let's jump onto the charts. And the first currency is US dollar against Japanese yen. I analyzed this currency yesterday and it did what I said it might do. But we're going to start from top down, and the price went up to these highs. This is a weekly chart, to these highs 1200, and then since then it's retracing down, as we can see on the daily charts. It's still, we're more like starting to look now, it's reversing, but for now I would still treat it as a retracement, but more like it will turn around and go more south. So if we go to a shorter time frame now, this is putting this 4-hourly. I have not checked it, but I'm pretty sure it would be a 4-hourly divergence. If you use RSI, personally I do not really use it that much, but I can tell. I haven't even checked it, but I can tell that it will be putting a divergence. And if you go to the 1-hourly charts, yesterday I took a trade the same where I mentioned if the price will come up here, which it did up to these highs, and I'm going to where this green line is. This is my entry, and this red line is my stop. Just one thing I want to say, that every currency I mentioned in the video, I personally looking to take the trade. I'm observing these currency pairs, and I'm looking to take any trade if it sets up. I'm not just mentioning the trades in the video just the sake of mentioning. I'm personally looking at the currencies and waiting for the setup to come in. Now let's have a look at what's the potential in here, and I'm seeing that it's testing this 4-hourly low, which I think it might push a bit higher. Price might go a bit higher, but I don't think it's gonna go too far. Probably about these highs is this one, and then the possibly up to these highs. Maybe we'll go and test this daily pivot. So I would be looking either the first entry here about 110.28, or further up at 110, maybe 41, 42, around where the daily pivot is, obviously towards the sell side. And the best way to bump up your risk reward is when it gives you a chance on the same currency, like in this, because I have this one trade in here already, and if the price comes up here, let's say for simplicity for here, and it's going to be 110.30, and I take the trade in here with roughly 110.30, call it 15 pips stop. So I can move this stop down to the break even, which gives me no risk on this trade, but then I'm going to take the risk on here, which is going to be only 15 pips. But if the price goes in my favor, then my risk reward is going to be much greater. The next currency is euro against Australian dollar, and this currency is flying higher and higher. If we look at, this is a daily chart, and if we go to the weekly chart, it just going up and up and up. This is this nice weekly bullish candles. Obviously this candle is not closed yet, it might just turn around. However, it's unlikely unless there's some big news gonna affect it, but so far it looks very strong to the bullish side. For that, I'm waiting any retracement really, but because now it's testing these highs, it might even want to go higher and took out this spike high, and then most likely gonna retrace, but it might not happen until the next week, depending how it's gonna go. So let's go to this shorter time frame. If it retraces, however, I don't see much of a big, probably down to this daily pivot will be a good entry, but I personally do not take the trade if it's just one evidence. If it's just only a daily pivot, that I will not take a trade just based purely on that. I think yesterday I was analyzing and I said I was waiting for the currency to retrace a bit further down around this cluster of lows, but it open and closes, but it did not. It stopped here, and I'm pretty sure that was a daily pivot yesterday in here, and then it started going higher. So if you were with me and you were watching, and I mentioned also, if your style is to just jump on a trade and then ride the trend, then you would have made, where did I mention it? I think I mentioned break of these highs. So you would have made it decent 80 to 100 pips if you would have done that. But I personally did not do it. That's not my style of trading. So for now, I'm waiting for, if it does, I do not think so, but if it does retraces and comes down around these lows down here, about 165.30, yeah, 165.30 or 35, then I will be looking to get onto the long side. Also depends how far it will go. If it starts climbing higher and comes up here and then retraces down there, then obviously that will be a no-go. But if the next few hours the price will starts falling slightly, not a major big bearish bars, but like let me destroy it. Let's say if it comes down like this, then will be more justifiable. However, I don't think it's quite far away. But if you want, you can use also this daily pivot as an entry, and then if the price goes higher, then we're good for you. Alright, up next is British pounds against Japanese yen. This is the daily chart, and this currency is in a range bound, and it's been like this for the last couple of weeks. It just not really going. Oops, okay, my drawing is not that good. It's not really going anywhere, and it's sitting on this range bound area, so it goes up down, but it's still a decent pips you can get out of it. It's a fairly decent range, and this is the currency that it moves a lot, so you can get a decent pips. For now, I'm looking, this currency will go further down, quite possibly down at least very minimum down to these lows, which is 141.45, and probably even further 141.15. so let's have a look at what are the possibilities for only 1 hourly. So I'm waiting. I think that this will come up a bit, to have a bit of a retracement up. Now is edging higher slowly, so I would be looking. The very first will be these obvious highs, 142.55. However, it might go even higher because this it chopped around. If you see these 1 hour candles here, the spinning tops and hammer dojis, like all sorts of ugly candles. So I would be looking. So I still will try on these highs, depending how the price is going to come up. If it's going to come up, starting to come up the strong bullish candles and it's closing nicely, and I would wait to at least, let's have a look. So we have this daily pivot. Yeah, certainly these highs, 142.75 area, around these zones, 142.75 to 80 zone. You got this daily pivot. You got one, you got these lows, this cluster, you got these lows, and you got these highs. So it's a decent lot of evidence that you will be a decent resistance, and then ride it down. So let's have a look at what, yeah, 141.65 as a decent open and closes, nice lows. So that's a good target to aim for, 141.65 area. So if you get on, especially if you get on here, 141.70, that gives you a good just over 100 pips. And if you can have a tight stop, because this currency can have a very range, you can move pretty quickly, I would recommend to have probably at least at very minimum 15 pip stop. And lastly, we got euro against US dollar, and the euro dollar is pretty much going nicely up. For the daily chart, it's been edging higher, but it has not convinced me on, as of the swing basis, that it will want for the long term to go higher. But for a short term, it's edging higher and making this way up. So for now, I am waiting to these to go higher than, at least if we have a look, this daily high. I'm looking at this daily high, and you got this low which comes together, also these spikes here, so around 109.42.45, which you would see that is quite close. So that's why we need a retracement. So if we have a look at the 1 hourly chart, I'll be hopefully this currency in the next couple of hours will retrace a bit around these lows. I'll be looking around these lows, 109.05. Actually, it's not that far, it's only like 10 pip retracement, but only if this candle closes this nicely, basically how it looks like right now, a nice bullish candle, which is going to close in about 8 minutes. So there's a high chance that it will close fairly strong. And then if it retraces, let's say it might take 2 hours, or you can do it, ideally it will take on a second candle to come down around here. Then you can get on here to ride it higher and have a tight stop, probably about 10 pips. Yeah, I will not say more than 12 pips, because it will affect your risk reward, because the target is fairly close. Unless you're willing to hold on to it, then you'll be fine. But other than that, you need a tight stop, probably 10-12 pips, and then ride it to that, what we say was daily, yeah, 109.42. So if you go to around, get on to about 05, and then ride it at 40, 44, 45, will give you, what was it, 40 pips? Yeah, give you 40 pips. So if you have a like 10 or 12 pip, that will give you a decent, more than 1 to 3 risk reward, which is pretty good. Okay guys, this was Daily Forex Analysis for 27th of February 2020. Also, to let you know that I will be uploading Daily Forex Analysis on Monday to Friday at 7 AM UK time. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like, share, and also don't forget to subscribe. I'm making daily as well as weekly market analysis. Also, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below and I will get back to you soon. So until then, I will see you guys in the next video.